Hello, my name is Thomas Schwab, and this is my presentation called Revolutionizing a 150-Year-Old Industry Through Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. I'm a petroleum engineer at Texas A&M, and I graduate in 2026. Before I get into it, I really want to explain how oil and gas is a small margin industry, so you have to be really efficient within it. This will make sense further along the line. Here is my table of contents. We have three main points I'll be getting into. The first point, I will really be explaining the difference between machine learning and artificial intelligence. I'll also explain why they're being used in the oil and gas industry and how they are being used in the oil and gas industry. Here are three pictures. I will explain them further on as well. Machine learning is a subsect of artificial intelligence, but they are slightly different in the way they work. So artificial intelligence is more human-like than machine learning. Artificial intelligence is you give data to a program, and that program will interpret that data as like a human would. So it can make inferences and it can make kind of guesses uh, based on the data it is given, kind of like a human would. So if you tell someone um, something like if you tell someone that the Astros are going to win the World Series, they can look at that data that you just gave them and they could say, no, their team isn't good enough, or they can make inferences like that. Something machine learning really can't do. Well, machine learning is it is very A to B, like one-on-one type program. So how machine learning is taught by humans. It is a program that is taught. You can show a machine learning program a picture of a cow and a picture of a dog. You could say, this is a cow and this is a dog. And the machine learning program will eventually learn what a cow looks like and what a dog looks like once you show it enough different pictures. And it will eventually you could show it a picture of a cow, not say it's a cow, and it will say, hey, that is a picture of a cow. And that is essentially how machine learning is taught. Now, machine learning can have its disadvantages because you can have bias with it because you are human and you pick the data which the machine program is learning from. So you can have bias with that. Uh, it is all about pattern recognition when it comes to machine learning. It recognizes patterns, say with the dog example, it recognizes patterns in the picture, say, hey, a dog has a longer tail than a cow or something like that. Artificial intelligence really is more human-like, and it can make inferences and jumps in logic, I guess, that machine learning really can't do. And I got this information from a Columbia article um, titled "Artificial Intelligence versus Machine Learning." So this is really why is AI and machine learning being used in oil and gas. So it improves efficiency and saves time. Those are the number one reasons why it is really being used. Time is the biggest killer in the oil and gas industry because time really is money. Everything in the oil and gas industry is rented and paid for per hour. For example, an oil rig or where you're drilling, you are paying millions of dollars per hour to rent that oil rig. Uh, and you really want that to be as efficient as possible and save as much time because if you're not efficient and you're not saving time, you will lose money. And it really comes down to improving the amount of time that it takes to collect and analyze data. This is a process that takes a lot of time to do, and humans simply aren't able to process and analyze that much data in such a short amount of time. This is where AI and machine learning can step in and take that out of human hands. For one, it helps reduce error significantly as it is a program and not humans, and humans tend to make a lot more errors than a computer, as well as it will save a lot of time as AI and machine learning can take infinitely more data in a fraction of the time than one human can. So by using AI and machine learning, you will help save time with that. And oil and gas is a data-centric industry. Data, for example, if you're drilling, you have bottom hole pressure, you have the drilling speed, you have penetration speed, you have weight on bit. those are just a fraction of all the data used in oil and gas industry, and that's just for drilling. You also have production, you have transportation, you have a whole bunch of different things that use data, and humans simply don't have the capability to do it in a timely manner. This is why AI and machine learning are being brought on to reduce errors and save time, which eventually makes it more efficient. All this information I got from Presley's article, which is also listed in my bibliography. Now, oil and gas companies are really observant of this fact, and they are investing billions of dollars into AI and machine learning, with 92% of the top oil and gas companies investing in AI and machine learning. So the top 20 companies also use it on a regular day-to-day basis, as it helps save a lot of money for them. In this graph, you can also see how tight the margins are and why you need to save money and save time in the oil and gas. Here you can see in it's the bottom, the x-axis has the date. So this is like 1981. You have a big margin between the revenue they generate and the cost of drilling. So they can afford to be less efficient. But as you get closer to our time, so in 2008, you have the margins are very thin and they're very close to each other. So they cannot afford to lose time and lose efficiency, as they will lose a lot of money as the drilling costs have gone up over time. So this is really how they're used. So they really used in predictive maintenance a lot and reducing errors. So with predictive maintenance is basically using AI and machine learning to predict when a system will fail and when to come in and fix that system. Here you can see the picture where you have real-time data coming in from sensors in this pipeline. Move my camera, and the pipeline sends the data to the cloud and to a computer. And that computer has AI on it, and the AI will then see the data and make an injunction on when people should come in and fix the pipe. Since fixing takes time and you're not producing oil while you're fixing something, that is the time that you need to be the most efficient. You want to get it done as quick as possible and as more optimal as possible. If you have a human going over the data and looking, hey, we need to fix it at that time, it's not looking good, we're not as efficient as we have to be, they can be wrong. They can do it too early or too late, and that is really not cost effective. This is why AI and machine learning are bringing in, because they are very accurate when it comes to this. I took a lot of this information from Wright. I could see that in my bibliography. Uh, it can also help reduce errors. So one example is with the supply chain. Humans come in and they look at the supply chain data and they see where it could be more optimal. Now, humans tend to make a lot of errors. That's what makes them human. So AI can come in and they could fix a lot of these errors that humans make. Presley noted that over 50% of errors can be fixed in a certain that humans would not usually catch in the oil and gas industry. So predictive maintenance is very important, as it helps save time, as they could be more efficient. They could use products for longer. They could use hardware for longer if the AI deems it necessary, or they could be more efficient and they could bring the hardware in for maintenance when it is most needed, because the AI can determine it when data is given to it. It can also help reduce errors that humans may cause. So to sum it up, the advancements in artificial intelligence and machine learning have made oil and gas a lot more efficient. So reducing errors and increasing efficiency is how it does that. And by doing that, it saves money. So here is another graph, and you could see the root cause of unplanned downtime. Like where AI can make the biggest difference is with hardware and software failures and malfunctions. As those, you could have artificial intelligence and machine learning programs implemented where it can catch a software failure about to happen or a hardware failure about to happen. Now, these all require sensors that feed data into the programs. And once the data is fed into the programs, the artificial intelligence can make an inference about when a failure can happen and how to prevent it from happening. Now, you can also have user error, as I mentioned before as well. You could have artificial intelligence comb through work that humans did and catch errors made there, or you can remove the humans that are doing a certain amount of dangerous activity and use artificial intelligence to do it instead. For example, you can use AI to monitor bottom hole pressure. What bottom hole pressure is, it is the pressure at the bottom of the hole, and if that is not maintained, it can cause a blowout and the oil can go everywhere, an oil rig can catch on fire, and many people have lost their lives due to human error, not properly monitoring bottom hole pressure. So, and here's my bibliography. And here is the notes I took. Thank you.